What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoki Quickie, we're taking a look at the first of my first foray into premium statues. And of course, if you guys were watching back around Christmas when I got these in, it is of course the Iron Studios Thundercats Classics. It's the BDS Art Scale 1/10 Deluxe statue. So we're going to start out with the main man himself, Lion-O. And it's not just Lion-O, because we have Snarf as well. So, problem is, this is a pretty good sized box. And I cannot get all of it into frame at the same time. So, we got the nice thing there. We got a nice little glowy bit going into the back here. And I'll come down. And you got the Iron Studios logo. Gotta remember to get that for the thumbnail. Got Lion-O and Snarf right through there. Let's see if I can come up just a little bit. Capture most of the box. And if we come around this side, nothing crazy. Come around this side, you get a great image of the entire thing. Now, mind you, this is the largest box of the entire set because it is the single tallest out of the set. So you got Lion-O standing on the head of the cat's lair. Don't know what happened there exactly. Cool lightning bolt right there. All the things Snarf in there. Lord of the Thundercats, as I call them. And hashtag Iron Studios. Make sure you do that. Come around here and you get a nice little yellow image of the Snarf as it is. And if you come to the top, get Lion-O and Snarf. Go up to the bottom, you got warnings and such, 1-800 number, follow them on all the things. It's cool. I do. I follow them on all the things. Alright, so that's enough of that. Let's get this thing out here and hope that the turntable is strong enough to actually run it. We shall see. Alright guys, so here we are. And there it is. And this is, of course, the base of it. I'm going to turn this on and see what happens. Not too bad. It's actually spinning pretty good. Now, guys, I did do an out-the-box review/reaction to all of the statues at once for the Patreon. If you're interested in seeing things when I first get them and my initial, concept of when I open them up, by all means, go support the Patreon down below. But, as it goes, this is heavy. All of them are. Mostly made of polystone. There's a little bit of plastic and some metal because there is magnetic stuff involved. I'm just doing the walkabout version here on the turntable so you can see just how cool the lower part of it is. We've got some very nice dry brushing. You got battle damage all sculpted in there. Looks really fantastic. Silver bit there for the big old teepees. And you got some cool red translucent there on the eyes, which will come in handy very shortly. We're going to come up to the middle section here. And we get Snarfy Snarf. I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. And you get all the torso of the Lion-O. And you even get the claw, as it were, gauntlet. It's pretty cool. Is it me or is the turntable slowing down? I can't tell. I put recharged batteries in it and it got slower. And you keep going around there and you even get the booty of the Lord of the Thundercats. And come up as high as I can and add a little bit of turning here, and to even get the Sword of Omens in Lion-O's hands. Now the sword is entirely made of plastic and you do have to insert it into the handle, which is molded into his hand. So it does come in some pieces. There is assembly required in this. Little bits and pieces of it are magnetic, and I'll show that off now. Alright, so if we come in closer here to Snarf, he's kind of easier to get out because he's smaller. So he does have this nice metal rod right there that goes into that slot, and then I believe there's a little bit of magnetism going on there, and probably a little bit on the recess too, because it sort of gets sucked in. Now Lion-O himself is the same. There's a magnet embedded here or metal embedded there. I'm not entirely certain, but it chunk down into that spot, and he does have a metal rod in the back foot there. And it's a fantastic piece. Now, I understand that not everybody's going to want this. A lot of people want these Super 7 action figures, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. This is just merely what I wanted. And it is what it is. This is not something everyone is going to be able to afford by any means. And I will say, I had to put these on my credit card because I bought them all at once to make sure I got them all. And I believe at this point I do have them paid off after working hard and saving up to do it. So these things are not out of reach, even of somebody on a fixed budget like myself. I might buy cool things, but I make sure that I can get the money together to afford them. And if I can't, then I don't, or I work harder to make it happen. Premium items are not impossible. I just want you guys to realize that, okay? Now, you do get some really great shading along the chest, really super tight details inside the mouth there. Look at the eyes. Those are just fantastic. And then even on Schnarf, they're not bad. Look at nice shifty eyes. Slightly cross-eyed, but I think that's probably accurate. This is really cool. And then, like I said, on the Sword of Omens, it does look really nice. It could be chromy, but it is what it is. I'll take silver. Even the super tiny red dots. I mean, like, when I say that's premium, they put in the effort, you know? And then you even get this. Now, the claw part could have been done a little bit better, but they got this, you know, the gold and the gems here. Those are whatever it is they actually do. I know there's several different things. This is the one part I feel like they didn't finish 100%, if you know what I mean. But, I mean, look at the shading on the legs. That's not from the lighting. That's painted shading. You know, it's a little bit of the light, but mostly painted shading. And then down here on the cat's lair, I mean, the rocks, edge painted, dry brushed. Fantastic. I think the only place where it gets a little bit weak for me is the damage inside the mouth. It looks a little egregious. And I feel like they could have shaded inside the mouth a little bit better to make it really look, you know, deeper. That's the only thing I would have done. There's some like battle damage and scarring inside, but it is still a beautiful piece. Now, this is just not the whole thing as it is, because there's one other thing it can definitely do, and it does require a little bit of effort, and it's the part I like the least. Where's all this dust coming from? Okay, so I gotta be careful and make sure nobody falls out. They shouldn't. So if you come to the bottom, you see there's a little bitty cover here. Now it did come with that cover. It fell off. It's on my desk somewhere. I'm not too concerned about it. However, it did not come with the little seal here. That's supposed to have a little screw-in thingy and a clip. So that was missing out of mine. Tiny little bit of QC problems there. But as you can see here, Iron Studios 110 Deluxe. I wish they were numbered because it's supposedly a limited edition. Now, because it's hard to find this information on any website, the batteries are LR44s. Very basic LR44s. I happen to have a lot on hand because I bought them for other reasons. But you can't find that in the directions. You can't find that on any website that I know. I had to reach out to them via email, social media, and comment on a post. They eventually replied to all of the things pretty much on the same weekend. So everyone kind of found out the same information together. Now, you got the little bitty on switch right there. Go ahead and flip it. And the eyes light up. Wow, they look on the camera. That looks really fantastic. It super stands out on the camera. So me looking at it with just my naked eye, it just looks like a little bit of red. This is showing like the hardcore glow right in the middle. And to give you an idea of how bright that really is, like this is what my light's essentially off. That looks so freaking cool. And you can see it does slip around pretty nicely. So as it goes, super, super fantastic. Also on the black background, it looks really good. I'm really thinking about, if you're following the vlogs, you saw that I put together the Bestas just essentially to display these. I'm thinking about felting the back of the Bestas just to make it look cleaner. But that's it for the time being. Now, for those who do want a little bit of information on it, it is roughly 16 3/4 inches tall. So if you don't have a space to display that, I would definitely not recommend it. Now, the base is small enough. I think the ears roughly not even 7 inches thereabouts. And then depth wise, I rarely pull out the same, about 8 inches or so. So the fact that I went with the Besta to display the entire Thundercats collection was a call because of how wide they ultimately display. Now, I will say it now, there is not a direct interactivity and like interlocking between the different statues for display, but as the collection of reviews goes together, I will show off what the heck. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how I was hitting anything. I will show off how they set together because there is really close, really close molding that makes it seem like it. But guys, if you really enjoyed this, if you're an old school Thundercats fan and you think this is fantastic, please give me a big thumbs up. In fact, if you like the Super 7 figures more than this, also give me a thumbs up because Thundercats, that's how you ho. The thumbs up button is the ho reply. It is really cool. I do kind of wish that the emblem on the Eye of Thundera there would have lit up, but that would have been really hard to run like a tiny LED all the way up here. Even if it ran through his arm and was like shining up through it, which, you know, Hot Toys can do. So presumably somewhere down the line it could be doable. This is just, it's just fantastic. I do love it. I love the fact they gave you Snarf along with this guy. So they do give you two packs. You get these guys together and you get Wily Kit and Wily Cat together. The rest are all individual figures. And like I said, there will be a series of these, so make sure you stick around for all of them because this is a fantastic set and it's going to be a little bit of a pain in my butt to review it all. So I appreciate everyone who gives me a thumbs up, gives me a watch. Hey, share it if you want to. And by all means, if Iron Studios comes out with a set of Mutants and Mumm-Ra, which they better, I'm buying that too. But until then, guys, I'll catch you next time. And remember, as always, Thunder. Thunder! I'm not doing it. You fell for it, didn't you? Keep on nerding.